Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Developed for athletes of all sports, PSM's Edge training program is a personalized, high-intensity experience designed to help you outperform the competition. Whether you're looking to enhance your speed, strength, power, agility, or overall fitness, our expert training staff will build a program that adapts to your schedule while maximizing your overall performance. Now accepting athletes 12 years old and up. Get started today. Schedule your free evaluation at psmsports.com/edge.
I started playing football when I was 4 years old in the Cub Football League at Leo. My freshman year of high school, I really started to notice that there was something different about how I played compared to what some other people were playing like. So then I started to develop more. I started to see the results, and then being able to go to Iowa was a big opportunity for me. Being able to train here at PSM has really given me an edge over my competitors. Working on my speed, that's the name of the game nowadays, is who's the fastest guy on the field. Being able to put my body in different positions to allow me to be in the best position during the game. It's so important to not take those days off and just get into a place like PSM where they have flexible hours, and it's good for college athletes to come in and just train.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays, and what.
First up is senior guard, number 2, Madison Norris. A senior guard, number 10, Ashley Waldman. A junior forward, number 12, Olivia Green. A senior guard, number 24, Macy Salford. And a senior guard, number 32, Vanessa Rossler. Units are coached by Eric Jordan. And now the starting lineup for your Concordia Cadets. Starting at guard, a junior from suburban Bethlehem, number 13, Krista Littermeyer. Starting at another guard, a junior from Concordia, number 14, Jenna Akey. At another guard, a freshman from Woodside, number 15, Chloe Vanderford. Starting at forward, a senior from St. Peter's, number 12, Olivia Bodenberg. And starting at center, a senior from Winnebago, number 24, Jen Dressler. The Cadets are coached by Cole Wolf, assisted by Mark Justin Hunter, Sasha Norwell,
And those are the starting lineups that have been announced in this matchup between the Concordia Cadets, the home team on your scoreboard from the SAC, and the Norwell Lady Knights, the visiting team on your scoreboard from the Northeast 8 Conference. Now, the Norwell Knights coming off a big win against Homestead. Now, that's not the most recent game they've played, but it is the biggest game they played. Homestead was number 1 in the coaches poll before Norwell knocked them off, and Concordia comes in at 1-5 on the season. Of course, we do have a couple of players in this game that have signed for college. Vanessa Rossworm of Norwell is signed to go to Indiana Wesleyan, and Olivia Bollinger from Concordia is signed to go to college right here in Fort Wayne. She's going to Purdue Fort Wayne next year. So her head coach, Nicole Bollinger, will not get to coach her next year, but she will get the chance to at least go see some of her games on those nights when she's not coaching. As Concordia starts out with the basketball against that 1-3-1 zone, that vaunted 1-3-1 zone, as Rossworm forces the takeaway. It's out of bounds. They're going to say off Concordia. Chloe Vandeford touched it last, and the Knights will get the ball. Rossworm caused the turnover, and Macy Solfrank came up with it. Long pass to Solfrank. She's a double-digit scorer, and she scores right away from downtown. Solfrank, the second leading scorer on this Norwell team. And good pressure by Rossworm right at that timeline. Intercepted. It's Addison Norris. She loses it. Solfrank is right there to recover. Rossworm, the floater, wouldn't drop. Offensive board, Olivia Green. She's a junior, as Waldman's three doesn't fall, and it comes down to Bollinger. Now, Bollinger is on the cusp of 1,000 career points. She's 20 points away from that mark. That's Waldman and Rossworm providing the double team, and Norwell will get the jump ball. Thad Goff here bringing you the broadcast. Brenna Spooler's running camera tonight, as the Lady Knights try to go to 7-1 on the season. They're on a 4-game winning streak. In addition to that win against Homestead, they also knocked off a very well-coached Northridge team. Rossworm knifing through, and she scores. And Norwell leads at 5-0. There's Bollinger on the drive, going for the reverse, got it back, and then turned it over. All kinds of pressure around the ball. Norwell plays a lot of 1-3-1 zone. And you got to be quick to the ball when you're going to play that 1-3-1 zone. And Norwell has been that so far. Through traffic to Rossworm. Waldman can hit from out there, and she does. And it looks like we got an early timeout from head coach Nicole Bollinger of the Concordia Cadets. Couple of early threes for the Lady Knights, and we'll go ahead and show a couple of them to you right here on the replay, brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. Macy Solfrank averaging double figures. I believe she's averaging over 16 points per game and a good three-point shooter. You just saw evidence of that on that last replay. And then Ashley Waldman, one of the underrated players on this team, but good ball movement by the Knights leads to this triple. The southpaw able to rattle it home, and an early 8-0 lead for the Knights. Knights, of course, are the defending state champions of Class 3A. They've moved up to Class 4A this year. Their only loss comes against a team that is 4A and was 4A last year. That's the Warsaw Tigers, but, of course, Homestead is 4A and was 4A last year. They came into Ossian, and the Knights beat them by 13. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Concordia. That may not be the largest margin of victories, but you don't expect a very talented, very well-coached Homestead Spartans team to lose by double digits, no matter how good the opponent is. But it happened just a week ago tonight. That's a catch and shoot for Jenna Akey, and it will not fall. Rossworm has the board, and she goes cross-court to Addie Norris. So far, Olivia Bollinger quiet from the court, but she forces the turnover and just kept her feet in bounds long enough. Dishes cross-court. A catch-and-shoot three, that's an air ball. It was well defended. Was that Rossworm defending? She leaks out ahead of the pack. That's Solfrank with the catch-and-shoot. That one won't fall. She's hit one triple already, but not that time. As Crystal Linnemeyer comes down with the board for Concordia. Over to Vandeford. And Vandeford just able to get it back into the hands of Bollinger. Akey finds Linnemeyer, and that's ripped away by Addie Norris. And now she's looking for some help. Solfrank will provide it. That's Rossworm from the corner, and she hits a triple. It's raining threes in the cage for the Lady Knights. That's out of bounds, and Concordia will take over. Nicole Bollinger will dig into her bench. That's the freshman Lily Spreen. Cadets have 4 freshmen on the varsity roster. One of those freshmen is Chloe Vandeford. She's starting tonight as they get the feed to Waldman. Rossworm again. Not this time. That's Spreen who gets the rebound for Concordia. Cadets trying to crack the scoreboard. Bollinger trying to take it through traffic. She's got Spreen in the corner, and she splashes it home. Lily Spreen gets the Cadets on the board. Extra pass. Norris going to fire, and she hits it. How about the Knights sharing the basketball? And they lead by 11 once again. Four threes hit by the Knights. 4 different Knights have hit a 3 in this ballgame. That's a deep one for Bollinger, and it won't fall. Both Green and Rossworm were there. That's a jump ball. The arrow will favor Concordia this time, and that's 2 really good rebounders going at it. Vanessa Rossworm led Norwell in just about every category a year ago, including rebounding. She averages 4.6 boards per game this year. Green averages 3.2 per game. She's 5'11". One of the tallest players on the court for the Knights as the Cadets turn it over off the foot of Krista Linnemeyer. Long pass across the court. That's Norris. No good. They readjusted the scoreboard to 17-3. I thought Norwell had hit just 4 threes. That would have made it 14-3. That's Rossworm on the interior. And the Knights add to their lead. At least I think they do. The scoreboard's still at 17. It was at 17 before that basket. Linnemeyer couldn't hit, and Solfrank has the board for Norwell. She comes across the timeline. Norris was very close to over and back. The Cadets in a 2-3 zone here. Trying to slow down the Knights, but the Knights have been able to hit from downtown. Solfrank does it again. Oh, we'll change that. 19. That will go down as a 3, though, for Solfrank. And we get a whistle. This is a jump ball. Haley Williamson, the 5'5" guard, checks in. Norwell returned 5 seniors and 3 juniors that played a lot of minutes for them last year in their state championship run. I believe Rossworm was the only returning starter a year ago. That's Jada Dale with the offensive board for the Knights. She's a key player off the bench. Solfrank again, not this time. Battle for the board. That's going to go to Norwell. It is a jump ball. Check that. It goes to Concordia. My apologies. Norwell plays a really good 1-3-1 zone. They're coached by longtime head coach Eric Thornton. I believe he's in his 29th year. 400-plus wins in his career as Bollinger goes for the long 3, and she's on the board. Came into this game 20 points away from the 1,000-point milestone. They work it around down low. And Jada Dale adds to the 3-point parade. That's another loose ball. Solfrank and Rossworm were there as Rossworm goes across court, but Bollinger with the rejection. Bollinger stops and pops, and her shot will not drop. It's Solfrank with the board. Here comes Rossworm. Rossworm to her right against Bollinger. Bollinger holds her own, but an offensive board. And the 3 ball won't fall. That's Bella Swineford down low, and she can't finish. Well, the threes have been dropping for Norwell. They haven't had as much luck on the interior. Linnemeyer with an air ball, and I think that was going to be out off of Norwell had it not been touched, but Stace Petrowski just reached in and went for that loose ball. And we've got 1:14 left to play here in quarter number 1. Addie Norris, after her short breather, will check back in. And Solfrank will now get a breather. Starters have been playing really well. You got to think that Eric Thornton's going to try and keep those starters fresh as the night goes on. 2-3 zone again by Concordia. It's not made things easy for Norwell on the interior, and you see some evidence of that there as Rossworm couldn't get it to fall. Concordia with a chance to cut into this big deficit. They're down 16. That is their largest deficit of the game. That's Bollinger with another deep 3, and she hits it again. She's hit 2 threes from way downtown. Rossworm wanted it, instead passes it off. Norris fakes the 3. Rossworm on the inside. Extra pass, Norris. She's hit a 3 already in this game, but not that time. Who's it off of? Off of Norwell with 24.4 to go. Pretty fast-moving quarter, but Concordia's got a chance to get this either down to an 11-point game or maybe down to a 10-point game. 3-point bucket would make it a 10-point game. We'll see if they hold for the final shot of the quarter. There's that 1-3-1 zone by Norwell. And that pass is too tall. Off the hands of Linnemeyer, and the Cadets turn it over. Linnemeyer might have been trying to get that to the official, but it went way behind him. 14.4, and now Norwell can hold for the final shot of the first. Rossworm with 5 points already in this one. Concordia continues to play that 2-3 zone, and Norris trying to bank it home, and the clock runs out. Well, Norwell with a 13-point lead, but Concordia showing a little bit of fight. They've only got 3 made shots from the field, however, all from 3. Back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Tired of waiting for a doctor's referral to start physical therapy? At Indiana Physical Therapy, you don't need a prescription. You have the power to choose where you go for expert care. Our experienced therapists will help you get back to doing what you love. With over 19 locations, getting the care you need has never been easier. Take the first step towards a healthier, more active lifestyle. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
We do have a couple of players in this game who have signed for college. If you just joined us, Concordia's Olivia Bollinger has signed to go to Purdue-Fort Wayne. She will go there next fall and play basketball in the winter, of course. Vanessa Rossworm from Norwell has signed to go to Indiana Wesleyan. The feed inside to Green. Good post player is Green. Played mostly off the bench last year. Rossworm able to get free down low. Scoring on the interior had not been easy for the Knights up until that possession. Most of their points had come from 3, but they're making it look easy on defense. That was Norris who forces the turnover. And Rossworm will step into it, but missed the 3. Chased down by Solfrank. Rossworm wanted to make the extra pass. Solfrank's hit 2 threes in this ball game. Waldman's also hit a 3 ball. Waldman steps to her left. Rossworm turns, short. And then rips it away. Concordia had gotten the offensive board, but Rossworm kept it alive. Saalfrank, she loses it. And that's Spreen coming the other way. It was Naomi Desta who forced the turnover, and that's swatted out by the Knights. Concordia will keep possession. Inbound to Petrowski. That's a tough catch by Bollinger. She tries to feed it, and that's knocked away, but it's off Waldman before it goes out. Concordia showing some fight. They have yet to score here in the second quarter, though. But if they can get back-to-back buckets here, they can make this a single-digit game. That's going to be a foul, and that's our first foul of the game. It'll go on Waldman. Checking on some scores also going around in the area. We've got boys basketball tonight on Summit City Sports. Blackhawk Christian is underway. They lead Marion 6-0. That ball gets loose. Vandeford recovers it. She did not touch it right off the inbound, and that's a foul on Rossworm. Blackhawk Christian is going to be without the likes of Kellen Pickett, their dominant big man last year. Leading scorer, leading rebounder. They'll probably have some good guards, but he was easily their most dominant big man a year ago. How do the Braves fill that hole? There's a question coming into the season as that shot won't fall. Petrowski had the board, and then it's Waldman who rips it away and finds Norris. Oh, Rossworm's wide open, but couldn't hit. Bollinger with the board. Bollinger trying to split traffic. Couldn't do it, but they keep possession. Desta helps to keep it alive. There's that 1-3-1 zone, and it can be a suffocating zone. But Bollinger with the range. Her third three-pointer already. And we get a foul on the inside. That'll be a first against Concordia. Nicole Bollinger, the head coach of Concordia, no doubt she's been proud of her daughter, Olivia. Olivia's been starting since freshman year. Stace Petrowski called for that foul. And the first free throw is good. Oops, I beg your pardon. That was for Norwell. That was Green with that first free throw. Second one won't go. Rossworm threw it away. Here's a look at our most recent three ball by Olivia Bollinger. She's hit 3 of these in this ball game. This one was quite deep, and she's been hitting them from deep range. That time, Waldman out to contest, but Bollinger no trouble knocking it down. Norwell's going to play a lot of this 1-3-1 zone. Concordia looking for ways to attack it. That three gets blocked. It was Waldman who blocked it, and now Norris takes it the other way. Back outside, Bollinger again. Got it again. 4 threes for Olivia Bollinger. And I think she cares more about this than the milestone she's trying to reach. But she's got 12, but she's helping her team keep in this ball game, and that's a double dribble. That's going to help Concordia a little bit more. Bollinger's got 12 points, at least by my count she does. According to the scoreboard, she's got just that as well. And I was told that she was close to 1,000 coming into this game. She's even closer now. She's not there yet, but she's a lot closer. Concordia's got one more sub checking in. That's the freshman Glory Headkey. Check that the double dribble is on Concordia, so it's Norwell basketball. And the inbound goes to Rossworm. Concordia continues to play that 2-3 zone, trying to make things difficult for the Knights to move the ball into the paint. Knights haven't gotten a lot of points in the paint tonight. Most of their points have been beyond the arc. And there's 3 more from Ashley Waldman. And that'll prompt a timeout. Looked like it was Nicole Bollinger who called it. Well, while they take a timeout, going to go ahead and thank some of our sponsors. It is because of our sponsors that we get to do all the games that we do here on SummitCitySports.com. That includes Big Eyed Fish. They've been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. New state-of-the-art car wash facilities free car washes when you buy from Kelly Automotive. ShopDriveKelly.com. And, of course, today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on X at 260 Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Of course, it is on our YouTube channel where you can watch all of our regular season broadcasts. If you want to watch our postseason broadcasts, you can watch those on ihsatv.org. That ball gets loose, and it's going out of bounds. Bishop Luers Lady Knights have a tough opponent tonight. That's the East Side Blazers, and it's the Blazers leading 14-5 over in South Fort Wayne. The Lady Knights have been knocking them down from beyond the arc, but they turn it over here as Desta comes across the timeline and finds Bollinger. Bollinger through traffic, finds Desta. Another deep three. That one's blocked. Desta able to save it, but into the hands of Waldman. Waldman stops. She did not cross the timeline, so no over and back there. Jada Dale able to make that catch. Oh, Rossworm had it, but she bobbled the ball, and then it's taken away by Desta. She had an open look, but she turned it over in the paint. Nothing's come easy in the paint for the Cadets tonight. That three gets blocked. That was Saul Frank. Well, Norwell struggled to score on the interior. Their defense has helped to make up for it, and their three-point shooting's been solid, even though Saul Frank just missed that one. There's that 1-3-1 zone from Norwell. Norwell came in here 2 years ago. Concordia battled with them early on, but the Knights pulled away in the second half as this ball goes out of bounds. That was a Knights team that went to the state championship and ended up losing, but they got back last year and were able to come away with the victory and bring home the trophy. Bollinger almost had it. Now she's got it. Rossworm all over her. She's able to find Desta. That's an off-balance three, and it's an air ball. Bella Swineford, who also plays volleyball, gets the board. She plays volleyball. Macy Saul-Frank plays volleyball. Vanessa Rossworm plays volleyball. That Saul-Frank's three won't go, but there's Rossworm. She has it knocked away. I remember interviewing Eric Thornton just a few days after the Norwell volleyball season had ended. To hear him talk, Rossworm, Saul-Frank, and Swineford, all those girls who were playing volleyball in the fall, he would tell you they hadn't missed a beat. Now, Rossworm and Saul-Frank would tell you that they're still trying to get back to basketball speed, get adjusted to things. It's an adjustment that they are certainly used to making. Concordia has the ball down 15, and that's off the hands of Vandeford on the inbound. All Concordia's points have come from beyond the arc so far against this 1-3-1 zone, this vaunted 1-3-1 zone of the Norwell Knights. Through the hands and turned over through the hands of Haley Williamson. Well, that's too long for Vandeford, and the Cadets turn it over. Over to Dale. Norris finds Williamson. That's Saul-Frank for three, and she hits this one. Macy Saul-Frank, her third triple of the ball game. We've got a foul against the Knights. Saul-Frank helped to force a turnover, helped Rossworm to force a turnover on Concordia's first possession. That's going to be off Jada Dale. The Cadets will keep it. Baseline drive, that's blocked. Loose ball. Desta trying to recover. Spreen gets to it. Wrestling on the deck. And that's going to be a jump ball. The arrow will keep it with Concordia. Speaking of wrestling, Concordia wrestling is over at Southside tonight. And Southside hosting multi-sport night tonight. They've got JV and varsity girls basketball in action. Had to be at Don Reichert Gymnasium. So I'd imagine the wrestling event between Concordia and Southside's got to be going on in Southside's auxiliary gym. 3 seconds in the lane. Rossworm will check back in. Currently 3 fouls on Norwell for the second quarter, but they've only committed 3 fouls for the game. And there's another turnover. I think Rossworm forced that one, and she gets ahead of the pack and finishes. And Norwell's got a 20-point lead, their largest. Rossworm can do so much for you if you're Norwell. Nicole Bollinger wants a timeout. Check that. That timeout was taken by Concordia, not Norwell. So by my count, they've got just 2 left. As we get a look at this replay, Rossworm stands in at 5'10", but she is listed as a point guard. And she can do so much. She can score, she can rebound, she can set up her teammates, and she can force turnovers. And she did get her hand in the cookie jar as Jada Dale is ultimately able to secure the steal, and Rossworm able to finish in transition. That replay, as always, is brought to you by Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning. And I think we've got time to hear from maybe one more of our sponsors. Yeah, we'll get one more sponsorship word. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Akey, who also plays soccer at Concordia, looking for help, and she finds it. Desta. I thought she might have been skipping with that basketball, and it's going to be out of bounds, dribbled out by the Knights. Concordia will keep it. Clock's down to 51.9 seconds. Bollinger, the inbound. Spreen, extra pass. That was contested by Norris. Shot won't fall. Rossworm's got the board. And I thought that was going to go wide of Norris. It did not. Dale to the inside. Back to Norris. Williamson for 3. High arcer. Nothing but net. And we're down to 26 seconds and counting. Cadets can hold for the final shot if they choose. There goes Bollinger. They're going to say off of Norwell, Concordia basketball with 19.8 left to go here in quarter number 2. Better yet, half number 1. Eastside now with an 18-8 lead. Caden Linder told us earlier that it's 24-4 Blackhawk Christian. That ball swatted by Norris, but she stepped on the chalk. Woodland and New Haven are in action as well. There have been some interesting games in recent years between those two. Turned over on the inbound. It's Rossworm who takes it away. Open 3, Jada Dale. Book it. 41-15 Norwell. It's become a 3-point parade in this ball game. All Concordia's points have been from beyond the arc. But for Norwell, they have knocked down 8 threes in this ball game. At least that's my count for the night. Second 3 for Jada Dale in this ball game. 41-15 in favor of Concordia, and we are at halftime here at the Cage. Concordia has had to go through the gauntlet the last few games that they've played. They've played Homestead. They've played Belmont. They started the season right here against the East Side. That was on the road when they took on the East Side Blazers and lost by double figures in that game. In fact, it was a 20-plus point loss for the Lady Cadets. And then they also went on the road and lost to Northrop. Went on the road and lost to East Noble. That's an improved East Noble team. Those were 2 teams that Concordia was able to beat last year. But so far this year, they have not quite had the same luck. East Noble currently undefeated at 4-0. And then most recently, Homestead came in here. That would have been on Saturday. Check that, Friday, and knocked off the Cadets 69-27. And this one's a tough go of it for Concordia, down 41-15 at the hands of the Lady Knights of Norwell. We'll get a few more words in from our sponsors before we go to our next break. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. A 41-15 lead for the Norwell Lady Knights, and we will be right back after this break. You're watching high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Norwell with a 41-15 lead. Now, Norwell, their biggest strength in this game so far has been shooting from beyond the arc. They've hit 8 threes in this ball game. That's produced 24 of their 41 points. For Concordia, all their points have come from beyond the arc. 5 threes, 15 points in the ball game. And Olivia Bollinger has 12 points. Keep an eye on that because Bollinger's getting close to a milestone. She's 20 points away from that milestone coming in. I've talked about it earlier. I may talk about it again either at the end of this ball game or perhaps sooner. But so far, the Norwell Lady Knights have made things difficult defensively. Concordia has struggled to get the ball and get good looks on the inside. To get the ball inside the paint. That's been a struggle for them so far in this ball game. When you play the 1-3-1 zone, you're looking to make that a struggle. Norwell trying not to allow anything easy for Concordia on the inside, but Olivia Bollinger with her 4 threes and the 1-3 coming from Lily Spreen have provided some offense for Concordia, but they're going to need to chip away here in the second half as we get closer to the start of that second half. Right now, a few words from our sponsors. Again, it is because of our sponsors that we get to do all these games that we do on SummitCitySports.com. That includes Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit tjwindustrial.com. And the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Well, when I come back, we will check in on some scores around the area. Checked in on a few of them. We'll take a little double check here in just a moment. You're watching high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Corcoran with PSM Sports Therapy, and I have a message for college athletes. Don't let an injury slow you down while you're home from the holidays. At PSM Sports Therapy, we know athletes, and our team specializes in treating them. Whether you are recovering from surgery, dealing with a nagging injury, or just want to make sure your body is right for your upcoming season. Take advantage of your break and schedule your sessions today. That way you can get back to campus feeling stronger than before. Check out our website at psmsports.com or call us at 260-266-4007 to get scheduled.
Well, here it's Norwell leading 41-15 over Concordia. Be checking in on some scores from around the area. Boys basketball in Northeast Indiana tips off tonight. The New Haven Bulldogs are currently leading the Woodland Warriors 18-7. Woodland, if I'm not mistaken, is getting used to life without Trey Yoder. He was a big-time scorer for them the last 3 years. He was scoring big time even in his sophomore year, and he hit game winners against New Haven 2 years in a row. I had the game in 2022 when he hit the game winner over in Woodburn. And then 2 years ago, he hit the game winner over at New Haven. That's not a conference matchup, but it is a game between two teams from the Northeast State Conference. And the Bulldogs hoping to continue to improve under head coach Brandon Appleton, former boys head coach in Angola. He also coached the girls team over at Angola before taking over at New Haven. Bulldogs up 18-8 over Woodland in that first quarter over at Armstrong Arena. Also check on Eastside versus Lures girls basketball. Eastside leads that one 27-10. Lures battling with Eastside. Eastside's 2A, but they're a really good 2A team under head coach Mike Lordy. But it looks like Lures is trying to make this a single-digit game before halftime. I'm seeing 19 seconds on the clock, and Eastside up 27-17 late in the first half. We've also got Blackhawk Christian taking on Mishawaka Marion. And that's Blackhawk Christian with a 37-15 lead. And it looks like it's Briggs Pardon who's about to go to the free throw line for Blackhawk Christian. The Carroll transfer stepped into a big role last year. Drake Sefton had some good minutes off the bench. I think we can safely say that Blackhawk Christian's going to have some quality guard play at the very least. And the start they're having against Mishawaka Marion, 38-15 in the second quarter, that's pretty darn good, especially for a team that lost their dominant big man, Kellen Pickett. There have been plenty of dominant big men to come through the doors at Blackhawk Christian. Kellen Pickett's one of them. Won a state championship as a sophomore. Josh First was teammates with Kellen Pickett when he was a senior, when Josh was a senior on that state championship team. And, of course, Josh's older brother, Caleb First. Before he went on to Purdue, he was Mr. Basketball his senior year in the state of Indiana. He led a very talented Blackhawk Christian team, and it was a very talented team, no doubt about it. But First was tough to guard. Just about anybody who went against that big 6'10" power forward had their hands full. We've got just over a minute left until the second half gets underway. We'll take a quick break and come back for the start of the second half here at The Cage on SummitCitySports.com.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.
Getting ready to start the second half, I beg your pardon. I mentioned that Vanessa Rossworm recently signed to go to Indiana Wesleyan. That was earlier this month, as I recall. Her head coach, Eric Thornton, said this, quote, Vanessa's growth is self-driven. She continues to be an amazing leader for our team. Vanessa has improved her physical strength and her overall knowledge of the game. She focuses on giving maximum effort, which literally impacts each possession that she is on the court, end quote. Well, in this game, Vanessa Rossworm has a grand total of 9 points. She and Macy Salfrank have that same total. Concordia will start with the basketball. And again, Olivia Bollinger with 12 points. That's something to keep an eye on as we go. I told you why earlier in this broadcast. I'll say again either at the end of the broadcast or sooner, depending on what happens. That's poked away. That's Salfrank, one-on-one. And Salfrank couldn't finish. Rossworm's right there, but she can't finish. But that is out off of Norwell, as it appears. Looked to me like it was off Concordia. It was 2 high percentage chances around the rim. And Norwell hasn't had a lot of those tonight. Most of their points have been from beyond the arc. Bollinger from beyond the arc, and she hits it. Olivia Bollinger keeps it going. She's got 5 threes in this ball game. Rossworm turns. Extra pass. Waldman. Rossworm inside. Got that one to drop. Not quite as easy, but that one goes for 2. Whistles blow, and it's traveling on Concordia. 7:05 left in quarter number 3. Blackhawk Christian's lead is now 44-19 over Mishawaka Marion over at Mark Davidson Court. That game's still in the second quarter. 2-3 zone here by Concordia. Norris. This Norwell team shares the basketball very well, and they're taking a lot of threes, but a lot of them are high percentage, and that was a high percentage 3, even though Saul Frank didn't hit it. She's hit 3 triples in this game so far. She's going for 4, won't get it here. That's off Dressler, and it goes out of bounds right in front of that stage, which is blocked off by the curtain right now. Of course, speaking of stages, on December 14th, Concordia High School will host their annual Christmas at the Embassy concert. They've been hosting that every year. It's a big once-a-year thing they do around Christmas time. All good ball movement, but Green couldn't finish. And another missed opportunity around the rim. That jump ball will go to Norwell. Well, Eric Thornton no doubt is happy about the margin of the lead for Norwell. He's happy about the made threes. He's happy about the defense. I'm sure of all that. But Norwell has had a lot of chances around the rim that they have not capitalized on. But there's Saul Frank, another missed 3. She's made 3 of them, though. Here comes Bollinger. Bollinger looking for help. She finds it. That's Akey. Akey also a soccer player. Off-balance shot. Saul Frank's got the rebound. Rossworm trying to find space. Norris, extra pass. Waldman. Concordia's been playing a lot of 2-3 zone. Waldman just barely able to save it right in front of her own bench. Now Waldman's going to fire. It's a deep 3. She was open, but she missed it. And Saul Frank make that Rossworm is fouled on the interior. And Rossworm will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. First team foul of the second half. We only had, I believe, 4 total fouls in the first half. They all came in that second quarter. So not a whole lot of free throws tonight, but Rossworm does hit her first. She's got 12 points in the ball game, make it 13. But again, Olivia Bollinger trying to make history or put her name into the history books here in Concordia, but the Cadets do turn it over. That's Waldman knocking down the 3 ball. And Norwell's got a 30-point lead. Waldman, it's her second 3 of the game, and that's a turnover going the other way, right in front of the Concordia cheerleaders. Knights will make a substitution. Norris gets a breather. That is Haley Williamson. And the junior class for Norwell was very productive last year. Most of those juniors, as I recall, played off the bench. The senior class was very productive as juniors last year, but this year's junior class has a lot of experience under their belt from their sophomore year, whether it's coming off the bench or starting. It's a part of that state championship run. The Rossworm is wide open, and Rossworm couldn't hit that 3. It's Bollinger with the rebound. She swings it cross court. Loose ball, Rossworm's got it. Knocked away but recovered. Back to Rossworm. Tough shot, and she's fouled. Vanessa Rossworm will go to the line to shoot 2. Crystal Linnemeyer called for the foul. Rossworm so far in the ball game with 13 points. Couldn't add to that, not on that free throw. Olivia Green will calm her down. Olivia Green, a really good rebounder. The only junior getting the start tonight for Norwell. Stands at 5'11" as Rossworm gets 1 to fall. Give her 14 for the night. Norwell will again set up in that 1-3-1 zone. Petrowski with a wild shot. And Green with the board. An uncontested rebound. Dale wanted to feed it. Concordia sets up in their 2-3. They've played a lot of 2-3. Norwell, as you would expect, has played a lot of 1-3-1. One dribble for Green. Loose ball on the deck. Recovered just in time by Williamson. Dale feeds it outside to Larkin Smith. Dale will pull up for three. Short. Solfrank missed the putback. And Bollinger's got the board for the Cadets. Dribbles to her left. Dale harassing her. Well, Bollinger's got the size advantage, but when you're dribbling the ball, size doesn't matter quite as much. That's a takeaway by Solfrank. She'll feed it up the floor. Dale was thinking about a three. Instead, she'll feed it over. Larkin Smith found herself in some trouble. It turns into an open look, but Dale can't connect. And Solfrank appeared to have swatted that out of bounds. The official says no, it's Norwell ball. 49-18 in favor of Norwell. Norwell coming all the way from Ossian, Indiana. That's about a 35-minute bus ride thereabout. Of course, Norwell part of the Northeast 8 Conference. And the Northeast 8 Conference team's looking pretty good so far this year. Pull-up jumper for Schweinfurt wouldn't fall. Obviously, Norwell 6-1. The big win over Homestead earlier. Ripped away by Haley Williamson and then stolen right back by Bollinger. That three doesn't fall. Out of bounds, Concordia ball. East Noble at this point undefeated. At least coming into tonight they were. Columbia City has lost a couple of games recently, 2 of their last 3, but they're 5-2 overall. And they're adjusting to life without Addie Baxter. We know Columbia City's well coached. Amy Shearer's been there a long time, put together a lot of good teams. Belmont, of course, won the Northeast 8 last year, and they're off to a pretty good start under longtime head coach Andy Heim. Pull-up jumper, head key. That wouldn't fall, and Dale chases down the board. Rossworm back in the game with under 3 to play. Rossworm with a deep 3. Got it. From the logo. Or very close to it at least. Stolen away. Rossworm helped to cause it. And getting the takeaway is Larkin Smith, who puts it in. And Norwell goes up by 36. With 2:27 left in the third, this game has gone to a running clock. Bollinger might have called bank, but didn't quite catch it. Rossworm across court, that's Dale. Dale, the catch and shoot 3, it won't fall. Bollinger's got the board. And Bollinger going quick. Feeds it off. Now, Bollinger's taken some deep shots tonight, but it hasn't been... She certainly hasn't been a ball hog. She does share the basketball. We got a timeout. The 3's not going to count. It's a full timeout called by Concordia. Now, Bollinger gets her touches. She gets her shots off. And we know she can shoot it real well, but she obviously is not afraid to share the ball with her teammates. She is certainly a team player from as far as I can tell. There's no doubt about that. We got a minute 56 left to go in this third quarter. We're back in 30 seconds.
From the PSM Sports Therapy, and I have a message for college athletes. Don't let an injury slow you down while you're home from the holidays. At PSM Sports Therapy, we know athletes, and our team specializes in treating them. Whether you are recovering from surgery, dealing with a nagging injury, or just want to make sure your body is right for your upcoming season, take advantage of your break and schedule your sessions today. That way you can get back to campus feeling stronger than before. Check out our website at psmsports.com or call us at 260-266-4007 to get scheduled.
We got another update from Mark Davidson Court. Blackhawk Christian now leading 50-23 over Mishawaka Marion. We're used to seeing Blackhawk Christian put very good teams on the floor, and they're missing some key pieces from last year. I talked about Kellen Pickett, who graduated. Bryce Sefton, a big-time guard for those boys, has now gone off to college. That's just a couple of key pieces missing from that team, but so far so good for Blackhawk Christian. For Concordia, they're down 36 with under 2 minutes to play. Poked away, Rossworm gets her hands in the cookie jar. Rossworm's done a whole bunch of everything, but couldn't hit that jumper. Rebound to Bollinger. Bollinger 15 points in this game. That's double dribble or traveling. Either way, it's a turnover. Saul-Frank will check back in, so will Waldman. So the Knights will get 2 more starters back on the floor. Rossworm stays in. Only time will tell what happens when Norwell plays East Noble later this year. Norwell absolutely blew out East Noble. I think they held them scoreless in the first quarter in regionals last year. That's Waldman from downtown. Threes aren't quite done falling for the Knights. 57-18. Ashley Waldman with her 3rd 3 of the ball game. Loose ball, and there's Rossworm surrounding. They get the ball to Vandeford. Head key with very little room to work with. Dale and Waldman surround her, and it's traveling. Clock is running on the turnover with this 39-point lead that Norwell has. And Norwell does have plenty of time to get a shot off. There's 24 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. Saul-Frank feeds it over to Waldman. Saul-Frank and Waldman have 3 threes apiece. Waldman across court. Jada Dale. Back to Rossworm. She loses it. We got a whistle. Is it a foul? I do not see a signal. Eric Thornton, maybe he knows what it is, maybe he doesn't. He's got his hand on his hips, but with the running clock, that's the end of the third quarter. We will be back for the fourth in just a moment. You're watching high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Here, every athlete is one of one. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to become faster, stronger, healthier. That's our commitment. With elite training and expert care, we transform athletes by pushing through challenges and sharing every victory. PSN, you've got goals. We help you get there. Learn more at psmsports.com.
Let her cook, let me cook. Never gave it. I ain't never gave no. Fell out with them. We ain't never making up. Back for everything I ever lost. I'm on the mission. We turned the whole house into a booth. We in the kitchen. Let her cook. Big low come through frying. Hey, let her cook. Okay. Too much cake out bad. Oh God. Let her cook. All this sauce.
Well, the Norwell Lady Knights, at least by my count, have not had to use a timeout yet in this ball game. Concordia's used 4. They're down to 1 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Norwell held Concordia to a mere 3 points in that entire third quarter. Those 3 points came from none other than Olivia Bollinger, who's still in the game at this point, even though it's a 39-point lead for the Norwell Lady Knights. Norwell's hit a lot of threes in this ball game. In fact, if I count them up here, the Knights have 12 threes in this ball game as a team. For Concordia, all their points have come from beyond the arc. Concordia's 2-3 zone has kept Norwell from creating a lot of high percentage chances in the paint, but that was traveling on the Cadets, so they give it right back to the Knights, and the clock is running with a 39-point Norwell lead. Norwell goes home on Saturday to take on Angola. I believe that's a 12:30 tip-off. Bollinger steals it away. Bollinger feeds up the floor, and Vandeford gets fouled. Non-shooting foul, so they'll keep the clock running. New Haven with a huge lead over Woodland. They're up 41-12. Woodland's put a sour taste in New Haven's mouth in recent years, although New Haven, as I recall, did go to Woodland last year and knock them off. But I'm sure New Haven fans still have memories of Trey Yoder knocking down game winners against them, whether it was 2 years ago at Armstrong Arena or 3 years ago in Woodburn. Larkin Smith takes it away, 1-on-1, and Smith will finish in transition. Larkin was lurking. And it's a 41-point lead for Norwell. Bollinger off balance, no good. Daisy Swineford, the sophomore, younger sister of Isabella Swineford. Isabella, who goes by Bella. Rossworm fakes the three and feeds it off to Larkin Smith. Threes have been falling plenty well for Norwell. Rossworm tries to get inside. Looked like some contact. No foul was called. It will be Norwell basketball. They probably don't mind that. Clock's still running. They got a 41-point lead. Rossworm had it blocked. It's Bollinger. And that's a foul on Rossworm. That's one of the takeaways from back in the second quarter. Led to Jada Dale getting the takeaway and Rossworm getting to the bucket. Rossworm's had a great night. As Glory Headkey tries to slip it through traffic. That's Petrowski, and that shot won't fall. Haley Williamson with the board for Norwell, and Rossworm from the logo. Got it! She's hit from out there twice in this ball game. Well, I think Caitlin Clark made that a trend not too long ago. Of course, she missed a whole lot of time with the fever last year. No doubt she's hoping to get back to full strength. There's Rossworm. She's looking full strength. That basket goes. And Rossworm's impressive night continues. Tough shot, off balance, won't go. And it's Daisy Swineford who gets the board. Rossworm across court. That's a three if it goes. Got it! Larkin Smith. Another Norwell triple. And that is going to be the last timeout for Nicole Bollinger. Well, by my count, Vanessa Rossworm has 22 points in this ball game, and she's hit from the logo a couple of different times. But this time you're going to see her, instead of knocking it down from the logo, taking it away and scoring in transition. As she gets her hands in the cookie jar, forces the turnover and scores it on the interior. What a great night that Rossworm has turned in this ball game. But here we'll see her sharing the ball with her teammates on this possession. That Larkin Smith wide open, and Larkin able to knock down the three ball. Actually, I could have shown you that three by Vanessa Rossworm. For a second there, I thought I was looking at the wrong highlight. Could have shown it to you. Maybe I'll show it to you at the next break. Poked in the air. Addie Norris back in there. And now Swineford going for the ball. She's got it. And that's Mia Kurtz, the sophomore, who knocks it down. Well, Mia Kurtz was one of the top players on the JV squad last year for Norwell. As I recall those words from Eric Thornton earlier this year, as that shot does fall. Chloe Vandeford, the freshman on the other end. Norris swings it. That's Kurtz again. And Kurtz hits again. That time from downtown. Kurtz got her hands up but didn't have her head turned. Petrowski travels. Here's a look at that three from Vanessa Rossworm. This would have been her second three from the logo. Now we'll give you a look at it. A little problem with the button there, but she's shooting right from that Concordia logo, and she knocks it down. You've probably seen Caitlin Clark do that a number of times, whether it was when she was at Iowa or since being drafted by the Fever. Pull up three, little contact made. Kurtz couldn't hit it. Desta blocked it, and now here's Bollinger. Bollinger through traffic, and it was blocked. Looked like Swineford swatted it away. Bollinger does have 15 points in this ball game, but Concordia has not been able to get anything to go, aside from one shot inside the three-point line. Almost all their points have been from beyond the arc, including 5 threes from Bollinger. So the clock is still running down to 2:14, and it looks like the starters are done for the night. Mia Kurtz has hit 1 3 already. Not that time, but an offensive board. Jada Dale back in. Kurtz gets inside. Dale fakes the three. Another extra pass to Dale. Williamson on the inside. Feeds it out. That's Smith. And Smith hits the three ball. The threes keep on falling for the Lady Knights. That's 2 threes for Larkin Smith in this ball game. As Spreen tried to flip it off the glass, and that wouldn't go. Kurtz will come across the timeline for Norwell. Dale wanted the three. Instead, dribbles to her left and takes a little time off the clock. Of course, there's no shot clock in IHSAA basketball, so you can hold the ball as long as you want to. As a team, you can hold it as long as you want to. That shot wouldn't fall. It was Dale who took it, but she gets her own rebound. The Knights have worked the clock down under a minute. Kurtz got the three. Kurtz, a highly rated JV player a year ago, coming up to varsity, and these are her first minutes of the ball game, but she's looked pretty good off the bench so far as Headkey draws the foul. It is going to be on Mia Kurtz. Clock stops on the foul at 36 seconds. Headkey, the freshman, unable to connect. Blackhawk Christian's lead is now 65-33 over Mishawaka Marion. That game's in the third quarter. Second one goes. And most recent update we got from Gavin Word, who's over at New Haven, was that New Haven was up 42-12. Williamson finds Kurtz. Dale loses the ball, gets it back, but the clock's going to run down to 10 seconds, and this ball game is about as good as done. The Norwell Lady Knights going to go to 7-1. Their winning streak goes to 5 straight. Concordia has lost their 5th straight. Cadets are now 1-6. The Knights are now 7-1 on the season, with Angola coming to Ossian on Thanksgiving Saturday, and then they'll be off until December 5th to play their conference opener against the Huntington North Vikings. The Norwell Knights win this one 79-21, and it's time to award our Parkview Sports Medicine Player of the Game, and that player is going to be none other than Vanessa Rossworm. 22 points, fed the ball to her teammates constantly, and was very active in helping to create turnovers, and that's what you're going to see from Vanessa Rossworm anytime she takes the court for these Lady Knights. Vanessa Rossworm is your PSM Player of the Game. And I will remind you as to what's next for these two teams. For Norwell, they will take on Angola on Saturday. That will be back at the Castle over on the campus of Norwell High School in Ossian, Indiana. And then on December 1st, Concordia will play their next game. That will be on the road against the Leo Lions. Leo Lions having a very good season this year, so Concordia is going into the Lions' den looking to come away with a huge upset. They lose this one 79-21 at the hands of the Norwell Knights. Over my camerawoman, Brenna Spooler, this is Thad Goff saying so long from the cage at Concordia. You've been watching high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Good night from Concordia.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Game day, the moment athletes live for, the intensity, the passion, the unforgettable plays. And while you focus on the game, Watermark Sports Photo captures the memories. From the heart-pounding action to the game-winning score, our game day photos make your athlete the star. But we don't stop at game day. With our Sportrait sessions, together we dream up poses and take your athlete's story to the next level. Serving Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio, from colleges to high schools and club sports, moments fade, but the memories last forever. Watermark Sports Photo, where every shot is legendary.